One take, one take. This is NBA One Take featuring yours truly, Pretty Boy Lake. This is NBA One Take for your head. NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live, Brooklyn, New York. It's NBA One Take. November 4th, 2022. And the news came down, ladies and gentlemen, the news came down as Kyrie Irving is suspended for 5 games without pay due to the anti-Semitic post. They said that was a post, the Hebrews, the Negroes thing that was on Amazon, and there's a lot to talk about on that. Now, you know, you got him, Nick Fidel, had the exchange at the press conference, and Kyrie didn't. He didn't meet with media, you know, in regards to that. Then he was asked again. Then he finally did. He says he's not anti-Semitic. Owner Joe Tsai of all people. Listen, listen, you can ask Jack Ma from Alibaba about Joe Tsai. I understand you as the owner have to publicly, you know, say certain things and whatever. But, bro, you have blood on your hands, man. You know, you're no better than what they say about Jeff Bezos. What you do in China is ridiculous. Come on, you know, you got blood on your hands. He just had a post. But we'll leave that. I'll leave that later, because like I said, I had very much crazy reservations. That's why I said, look, oh no, don't sell his sons to Jeff Bezos. He should have. I said, well, what the F? I says, look at some of the other owners there in the NBA. The hell is it? Okay, so look at them. All right. But to go back to Kyrie, you know, people, I hear the clips of what they say on TV, and I think it's all controlled except for you see comments from my man Jay Williams. He had to say somebody's Jason Williams. Jay Williams, you know, he's my boy. He's my boy. But, you know, Jay Williams, he said something, and I somewhat more agree with him than everyone else. And even I agree with some of the things about Stephen A. Smith. Right, I think everybody else is saying program teleprompter stuff. That's my opinion, right? So let's go to Kyrie, right? And I don't think he's anti-Semitic. Put up a post, right? Now, okay. You see, because I have to, there's connections to all these things. Because what I'm about to talk about. And I'm going to get to the basketball things, but let me rewind you about almost 27 years, right? The Million Man March. Remember that? The Million Man March. Now, the Million Man March was something that many black leaders, men and women, helped put together as they came to collection in unison and put it together a march for Black unity and atonement. And one of the big bright spots of it, or quote-unquote figureheads, was the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Now, Mr. Farrakhan, for years, has questioned the motives of Jews, whites, Christians, Catholics, many others. And many times he went to the extreme in his distastement, or if that's even a word, of what they've done and not been held accountable for, as well as what they've done to somewhat either hold down the Black community and put so many things into it where the psychological, financial, and whatever you can think about the advancement of African Americans, for the most part, was deterred for their purposes to make sure that they maintain the structural power that they were at. So that's politicians, that's media, that's businesses, corporations, and everything. He's all said that. He's named religions on why that's happening. So when I talk about Louis Farrakhan, listen, Louis Farrakhan he's called a hate monger among everyone, right? You can't find Louis Farrakhan things anywhere. Only time you can see Louis Farrakhan is possibly on interviews where he's not as boisterous as anymore. He's more solemn in his elder age. So like you probably see a Breakfast Club interview and some other little interviews here and there. But that's about it. Now, so when I talk about Louis Farrakhan, and he definitely had a target of the Jewish community. You know, he said a lot of things. They own slave ships. They was very instrumental in the slave trade, and he said some crazy things as well. He said Hitler was a great man. He said a lot of things. So just going back to the Million Man March, right? This march was being blocked from happening by the quote-unquote Jewish community, whites, politicians, even then said President of the United States, Bill Clinton. Yeah, Bill Clinton. They didn't want this to happen. They felt they was gonna shoot, they was gonna kill, do everything like this, gonna be fights and everything like that. That didn't happen. 1.3 million people, they're always gonna say that it wasn't 1.3 million people were there. Not one fight, not one killing, not one thing happened. Not even an argument or disagreement. Nothing. A bunch of brothers and sisters. Some sisters came too, even though, but And the thing I'm saying is, when I talk about certain things, right? And the Man March never be brought up. Never. Not publicly, and no one brings it up. The only national person that's going to bring it up is possible Reverend Al Sharpton. He'll probably bring it up on an anniversary or whatever like that, and do like a 1-minute monologue about that. That's it. And he definitely would not put up Louis Farrakhan. He'll put everybody else, but won't put up Louis Farrakhan. Now, is Louis Farrakhan anti-Semitic? Possibly. Do a lot of the things he say has a lot of truth in it? Yes, it does, and that's the thing. So, when I talk about what Kyrie posted, yeah, there's a lot of truth in that, and I think a lot of people don't understand. There's truth in that book. I did not read it. Understand, I know the people that put the book together. There's a film, and listen, these people have been preaching the same thing for over 40, 50 years on the streets of New York. Books, things, they come, the black Hebrews, the black Israelites. Yes, and they do go to the stream. Yes, I got into it with one of them years back. It's almost a fist fight because I'm walking with a white joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking with a white joint. And I'm young. Shit, I was holding her hand and everything like that. We laughing and everything. Dude said, you should be ashamed of yourself. And then I said, the fuck you say, nigga? Because I had to come at him like that because I already knew what he was doing. Then he was asking me, who you are? You know who you are? Yes, I know who I am. I said, understand, know who you are, and you don't gotta preach your stuff to the few that you do. You gotta go a different way, brother. You yelling the hate. Gotta preach the love. Educate. And do it that way. You don't come at me negative. If you would have came at me different, maybe I would have came back to you and wanted to listen to you. But because you came at me different, I come at you on another level. You know what I'm saying? And my thing right now is like, nigga, I will fuck you up and two of your mans right now. And they saying, nah. But there was a way they could have did it. I would have probably listened, or maybe I wouldn't. But it was just the way it was delivered. And you know, I'm like, the way Kyrie delivered it, people didn't like it. Like I said, there's some underlying truths in there, but there's also a lot of exaggerated, false narrative to promote, to make conversation for people to read and things like that, because that's what they're trying to do. And you got to understand that. Am I saying Kyrie Irving trying to do that? No, he's not trying to do that crap. But he wanted reaction, and even though he said it's not a promotion, it is, because your platform is you have a big platform. So if people look at it, read it, they wouldn't have known about it because you're putting it out on your page. you know? So, you know, this part, because look, I didn't even get to the basketball part. Now I'm gonna have to do that on a separate video. Because this thing with Kyrie Irving is a big thing. Him being suspended, to me, it's a joke. He shouldn't be suspended. He should have been talked to. And that's it. He should have been talked to, and he should have done his research. But he didn't do that. When you're quick to post and do certain things, there's ramifications for that. You should know that. There's a huge spotlight on you. Look what you play for. You was top 3 the most talked about person in the NBA last season. Top 5 in all of sports. Your top 20 most trending person of all of 2022. So he should have understood that. But the more he thinks he gets it, he's not going to get it, because I think he thinks that they're after him. They're not after you. They were just waiting to see what you do to pay their bills. Because you're that guy. You're that guy. You're Dennis Rodman. You're that caricature sports player that's going to be about not what you do on the court. It's what you do outside on the court. That's how they got Kyrie Irving. That's how he's viewed. This NBA Onetake, Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.